welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories. We start with Ferran Torres as Barca consider loaning out the misfiring 23-year-old forward with a buy option. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about his former Barca midfielder Melo. In a recent interview, Melo talks about Xavi, Messi, Neymar, Rafinha, Vitor Roque, Barcelona stint. We are also going to be discussing on everything he had to say. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It is high time the offices at Can Barca buckle their seatbelts on the departure front. Barcelona squad at the moment looks unsustainably large and the need to move players out is real. For starters, the club need to find means to ship out players like Clement Lenglet and Sergio Des who are not part of Xavi's plans. Then there are the fringe players of last season who failed to deliver and the manager no longer counts on them. One of the most prominent names in the second category is Ferran Torres. The player was seen as a marquee signing who could pull the plug out of muddy waters at the time of his signing, but his performances thus far have been far from that. According to reports from Sport, the Catalans are working on a loan deal for Ferran Torres, which will also include an option to purchase the winger. A direct sale is out of the question because the club needs to recover at least 40 million euro from the operation. His market value, as it stands, is too low to recoup that amount. Torres hopes to convince Xavi with his quality and abilities in the days to come in the pre-season. However, he already knows of the administration's plans to send him on loan. The former Manchester City star was unconvincing through last season, making just 14 starts and averaging 42 minutes per game in his 33 league appearances. He scored 4 goals and provided 2 assists for the team, but also missed a whopping 7 big chances. Barcelona have been actively working on his departure for a long time now, but the 23-year-old has not been receptive to the same. With the board under severe pressure to offload players, it remains to be seen how they convince Ferran Torres. Given that his transfer is yet to be amortized fully, a sale for a fee lesser than 40 million euros would mean losses for the club. As such, sending Ferran Torres out on loan with an option to buy next year would make sense, as the club could save on his wages at least for this season. Ferran Torres has been one of those players rumored to be linked to an exit, deservingly so, I must admit, because last season we never saw Ferran Torres doing something special, and he was a big disappointment. A big disappointment more for the fact that many Barca fans were expecting more from Ferran. He came in January 2022, and of course, when the new season had to kickstart last year, many people were expecting that Ferran Torres would be a quality player that would add depth to the team, but unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. And of course, many fans have been disappointed with the way Ferran Torres have performed. And nonetheless, the player himself have always admitted the truth that he has not been his best and he wants to convince Xavi this next season. But it might be little too late for Ferran, if you ask me personally, because I still believe that Ferran should be one of those players that should be sold, most especially for the reason that Barca are going through a lot and we haven't even bought the player that we need to buy to strengthen the squad. All boils down to the fact that Barca doesn't have space on their salary mass, all because player sales haven't taken place, and it's really crippling down the ambitions that Barca have for this transfer window. So the earlier Barca tries to sort out futures of certain players whose futures look bleak, the better. I've been talking about Ansu Fati, Ferran, of course, Eric Garcia, and of course Frank Kessié being linked with an exit, but none of those players have shown any desire whatsoever to leave, causing headache in the Barca offices. Of course, now this report is claiming that as opposed to a permanent buy or permanent sale, perhaps, Barcelona are very much open now to a loan deal for Ferran Torres, but will must come with an option to buy. An option to purchase must be an option in that clause. That is the condition that Barca want to do. And of course, they know fully well that when they are sending him on loan, they have no plans to bring him back someday. That is why they are putting that option with an option to buy, you know. So let's see. So far, they have been talking about Juventus. Some clubs in the Premier League are also interested, like Newcastle United. But the players so far have given a deaf ear on such rumors. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Former Barca midfielder Melo has admitted that he would love to play under Xavi one day, while also adding that the manager is doing a fantastic job at the moment. Speaking in an interview with Sport, Melo, former Liverpool and Juventus midfielder, spoke at length on various aspects of his Barca career and also about his future. Starting off his take on Xavi's tenure, he said, "I would love Xavi to be my coach one day. I love Xavi as a coach. He is doing a great job. He has brought back the Barca style. He knows what the colours like. He has a beautiful game, possession and aggressiveness. I admire him as a player as well as a coach. Barca is in good hands. I see a very structured team. Xavi has shown that they have got it right with him. They just well, won the league and they have a very good player, a mixture of young and experienced player, a perfect mix." Auto arrived at Barca in 2018, joining a team from Gremio for a fee reported around 31 plus 9 million euro in add-ons. The then 21-year-old, of course, had to make plenty of effort to settle into the first team, but before he joined to that, he can ship to Juventus. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.